Hello, welcome to our West Hempfield Forward local politics channel. So, we hope to make this YouTube channel into a space where we can talk about what's happening here in the township and talk about local politics that are affecting your life. Um, Today is just sort of the introduction on what we'll be talking about when we say West Hempfield Township. Talking about what is a township supervisor, who's currently in charge on the board of supervisors. We'll also talk about how you can get involved. So my name is Nick Dennis. I'm your Democratic candidate for West Hempfield Township Supervisor this year in the election coming up in November. And we'll be talking about local politics. I do want to start with that caveat here. We're only going to be talking about West Hempfield Township and maybe some local Lancaster politics as they relate to West Hempfield Township. But this is not a place to talk about national politics, what's happening with the Trump administration, or in the Senate, or in the House. We're going to keep things local here in West Hempfield Township. If you do want to have some sort of coverage for the national scene, I would encourage you to go watch the Majority Report with Sam Cedar. They do a much better job covering national topics and they stream every day. So if you're looking for a good source of national news, definitely check that out. This station is just going to be focused on local politics right here in West Hempfield Township. So when I say West Hempfield Township, you might be wondering if that's you or not. So let me show you here. West Hempfield Township is this outlined area here in red, thanks to Google Maps. So you can see that we are west of Lancaster, and the big dividing line on our eastern side here is Stony Battery Road. So that separates East Hempfield from West Hempfield. And we go up to Salunga along 283. And then our northern border sort of jags along here, bordering Raffo Township through Farmdale, down to the river by Marietta. And then the borders sort of cut around Columbia and Mountville and come up here to Centerville, right along, again, Stony Battery Road. So that is what we mean when we say West Hempfield Township. It's this little area here. It's actually pretty big. And we are governed by a board of supervisors. So board of supervisors is what makes decisions around here because we are what's called a second-class township. That doesn't mean we're less than or anything like that. It's just based on number of people who live here. So we have enough residents to classify as a second-class township compared to somewhere that's a little more populated, like Manheim Township. They are a first-class township because they have more people living there. And so they're governed by a board of commissioners rather than a board of supervisors. But here in West Hempfield Township, we have a 5-person board of supervisors. And according to the Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors, they put out every year this Beyond the Code book for supervisors to know how to do their jobs. And they define the supervisor position as under Section 607 of the Second Class Township Code, the board is charged with 2 different roles, executive and legislative. Their executive functions include setting policy, enacting ordinances, adopting budgets, and formulating and levying taxes. And then their executive functions include formulating that budget, providing ordinance enforcement, approving expenses, and hiring and overseeing employees. And their authority comes from the majority rule of that board. So no individual township supervisor has authority. That authority is vested in the board, which in our case is a 5-person board. So the majority of that board, if 3 people vote in favor of something, then it becomes an ordinance or it becomes a resolution passed by the board. Otherwise, individual members do not have authority to act on their own. So that's who governs us, a board of 5 supervisors. But let's talk about who those people are. So we'll take a look here at the current members of West Hempfield Township's board. So first, we have the chairman, David Dumeyer. He was elected member of the board since 1989, and his current term expires in 2027. You can see his occupation here. Next is Ed Fisher. He's the vice chairman. His term expires in 2025, so he is up for re-election this year, and he's an engineer. We have Kent Gardner, retired school teacher. His term expires this year. He is not up for re-election, so the Republicans will put someone else in his place. And then we have Barry Carter, who was just elected last municipal election in 2023, so his term expires in 2029. And then we have Robert Monroe, who was been an elected member since 2018, but he was just re-elected in 2023, so his term expires in 2029. All 5 of the current members of the board are Republicans. So that is why we feel it's important to run some candidates this year to try. It seems like a good year to train the next generations of leaders. We have people with a lot of experience that are still on the board, like Dave and like Robert. But we have a great opportunity to bring in some fresh Democrats with a new perspective outside of that Republican club, to learn from the people that have been governing the township for a very long time, but bring in some fresh perspectives and ideas. So 2025 is a great year to get involved. So we are running 2 candidates. I'm going to share the campaign info here. You'll see I'm running, Nick Dennis, also Steve Walk, and Hunter Bear. So we can talk about our platform in later videos, but just wanted to post this as an introduction to West Hempfield Forward and our candidates and what we're doing here. If you are looking to get involved, there's lots of ways to do that. First thing you can do, if you feel so inclined, is you can donate to our campaign. So Act Blue is the website. You can go to secure.actblue.com/donate/West Hempfield supervisor. And there you can donate to the campaign. It's okay if you can't, though. There's plenty of other ways to get involved. If you want to help us as we move into this election season, we're going to be knocking on doors and making calls for the primary in May and the general in November. So you can email us at westhempfieldforward@gmail.com. If you're interested in knocking on doors or making calls, we'll need all the help we can get. And you can also get involved by showing up to local meetings. So there's something called the Sunshine Act. That means that any meeting that the local government has to be available to the public, and anyone can join. So coming up March 20th at 7 o'clock, there's a planning commission meeting. There's also a board of supervisors meeting that happens the first Tuesday of every month at 7 o'clock, which will be April 1st. Both of those meetings happen in the township offices on Marietta Avenue. So you just head in the main doors there. It's the shared building with the police station and the fire department. You just park and go into the main entrance, and then there's a conference room right on the left that you can go right into. Meeting starts at 7 o'clock. They have opportunity towards the beginning for residents to get up and give public comment. So if you have any concerns or questions, that is a great place to have an opportunity to talk to all 5 of the supervisors and let your concerns be heard. Another thing that you can do to get involved is let us know here at West Hempfield Forward what your concerns are. You can email that email, westhempfieldforward@gmail.com. If you have any concerns about any roads or intersections near you that maybe are dangerous, or if you're, looking for any sort of support here in the township, let us know your concerns and we can start, getting support for you. You can also, the commissions and municipal authorities, every year in January, there is an organizing meeting that has to be done where the Board of Supervisors appoints people to vacant seats on either any of those sorts of commissions or boards or authorities. So there are 2 spots on the Planning Commission that will be up for appointment in January. So if anyone has an interest in land use or zoning, there is an opportunity for 2 people to be appointed to that commission. So if Steve and I get elected, we would be able to suggest people to be appointed to those boards. So it would be great to have a pool of interested, engaged residents here in West Hempfield that we could pull from. So let us know if you're interested in getting involved, westhempfieldforward@gmail.com. And I hope that this channel becomes a useful source of information for you on local politics. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will talk to each other soon. Thanks.